Live now. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Probably most of you are going to be watching this after the fact, but this is the latest edition of the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek, and joining me today, because Nick is in New Orleans right now for Wrestlemania. He's leaving NXT as we speak right now. We have, returning after the live stream from Wrestle Kingdom, and my former backyard wrestling tag team partner, Jason Krueger. So, he's a longtime contributor to the fan page, and we've been to many of wrestling events and whatnot together, and yeah, so he's going to be sitting in for this week and possibly next week with Nick being, you know, living life on Bourbon Street right now, and well, the one thing we're very jealous of right now is Nick was just witnessed a fantastic NXT Takeover, and we're going to start there this week, and then we're going to get into our WrestleMania predictions. We're not, as of this live taping, we don't know what happened in the ROH Supercard of Honor, so we're not going to talk about that. We'll maybe touch on that next week. So, we're going to start the NXT Takeover. Unfortunately, this gentleman right here, and you can scooch in just a little bit. You can scoot in just a little bit. Don't be too shy there.
Oh, yeah.
Gentleman here, you know, much like Heath Slater, he has kids, so he was
I need that shirt.
He was a little late to the NXT viewing, so he missed arguably it was the top match of the night until the main event, but we'll get to that. The opening contest, which I think if we get finished here in a timely manner, we might be able to go back and check that out real quick.
If not, I'll watch it.
Oh yeah. It was, and now I'm having a brain fart. It was Ricochet versus EC3 versus Adam Cole, baby, versus Lars Sullivan versus Killian Dane. Yes, names and so much stuff, and my brain is fried. Excuse me. Finally gets his first championship on NXT, and really interested to see where they go with this. He might have another challenger later. We can't really talk about him just quite now because it's spoil. We got to build to it. But they're gonna go with Ricochet, you think, or who will be the first person to challenge for the North American Championship? You know, he obviously, Adam Cole's bad, so I mean, I was thinking EC3, but where can he? Who would be a good first challenge? Who'd be a good first a feud for a guy like Adam Cole?
I don't know if I'm best qualified for that. I don't keep up with NXT very well. Unfortunately, I don't know who the good guys and bad guys are right now. Yeah, I don't.
Well, man, we'll circle back to that after we get to the very end of it, because I believe
fair enough.
That will probably
right. You're probably right.
Next match, Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler, and got herself a new NXT Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler. Defeated Ember Moon tonight. Leads me to believe that Ember Moon is main roster bound. Maybe gonna continue to feud with Shayna for a little while, but I believe Ember Moon is coming to the main roster after that one. And then now we get to where you started seeing things and where you came in, where they had the
tag match,
the NXT Tag Team Championships, which, by the way, Adam Cole pulling double duty on this one, but we have the NXT Tag Team Championship match with Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. Adam Cole filling in for the injured Bobby Fish, representing the Undisputed Era, versus Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong versus the Authors of Pain in a three-way winner-takes-all match to crown the winner of the Dusty Rhodes Classic Tag Team Tournament and the NXT Tag Team Championship. And, well, I was actually out of the room and had to run back in. So you saw this. I'll throw to you for this one. What happened there at the end of that match, there, Jason?
At the end of the match, well, at the very end.
What happened that led to the end?
Fair enough. Well, it was. I mean, there was a lot of action. There was a lot of back and forth. There wasn't really any slow points in that match, and there were a lot of train wreck spots in it where they were just all on each other. And basically, near the end, Dunn basically had it wrapped up. He just outmaneuvered Adam Cole, and he had it. And then right after he basically had it all wrapped up and was going for the pin, Roderick Strong turned on him, just slaughtered him, and threw Adam Cole's lifeless body on top. I believe it was Adam Cole. I could be backwards on that, but either way, the result was the same. And then afterwards he joined him.
Joined the Undisputed Era. So we have 3 in Bobby Fish's absence. So yeah, that is that's a thing. That's happening. So yeah, I'm wondering where they're going.
Your excitement.
Yeah. Well, my big question going into that, or with that, is I wonder how what they're going to do. I wonder if, like, just by default they're going to give Roderick the tag title, or if he's just going to be. Is he just going to be kind of like there, and then Cole's going to be a double champion, and he's just kind of there? Like, I don't.
That sounds. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. It's one thing that I want to follow NXT. I stick consistent with NXT, and then I just get busy, and then it's if something's going to fall out of favor, it's NXT. And I hate to say that because it's the best.
Right.
And maybe people have New Year's resolutions. This will be my post Wrestlemania resolution. Maybe will be just to just keep up with NXT.
Fair enough.
That would just be have to be my resolution there. Go to the NXT title match. Aleister Black versus Andrade Cien Almas. And this is where because I was exhausted. And I mean this, going back, and this is with all due respect to Shayna Baszler and Ember Moon. They had way too tough of an act to follow. And that's not a slight on their talent. Any other...
Nobody,
and normally they could keep up with it. Ember Moon, especially. Mm-hmm. Ember Moon not beating Asuka, last summer, deflated me to the point to where I couldn't get into seeing...
I could see that, because that, yeah.
I wasn't excited about Drew McIntyre's NXT title win, just because I'm just I really thought Ember Moon... So the talent is there. It's just after such a... tremendous matches that they really needed a throwaway. Mm-hmm. They needed to throw No Way Jose and somebody else out there to have a fun match to kind of catch your breath.
Just brought Eric Young out
there. No, Eric Young's pretty serious right now. Somebody, I'll say No Way Jose because he's all goofy and he's dancing and all that jazz. But
I'm out of the loop. So people forgive me.
Well, just anybody kind of a, I don't want to say filler, but a filler match, right. Kind of everybody relax.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Here's the women's title match. Bring it back up because people are just tired.
Keeping the crowd on fire for hours on end.
As noted from your bachelor party.
We're not the athletes. The people in there are the athletes, darn it.
Well, no, from your bachelor party, which was Ring of Honor in Collinsville. Illinois, we saw Davey Richards wrestle Kenny Omega, and then afterwards there was a match with Tyler Black, now Seth Rollins, versus Chris Hero, now Cassius Ohno, and then Austin Aries versus Delirious, and both were good matches. It's just after Omega and Richards, we were just
right.
We're just tired because it was just such a great match.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's it's just pacing, and unfortunately, especially on independent shows, and maybe even to a point in NXT, it's just boom, 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 boom. But unfortunately, a good match is not going to be as good of a match as it should be because the crowd's going to be dead. And then even when you watch it, even when you watch the match after the fact, you know, when you see the crowd dead, you know, that's still going to have an effect on your viewing. But that was still a good match. Shayna Baszler, your new NXT Women's Champion. But going back, you know, going sidetracked and all tangent because I mean I'm wired after that event. It was a great event.
It was, yeah.
Aleister Black defeating Andrade Cien Almas to become your new NXT champion. With the exception of the tag titles, which there might even be new champions there because of Roderick Strong. Yeah, there's new NXT champion, and again, I kind of went, what are they going to go with Aleister Black, you know, as champion? Is Cien Almas main roster bound?
Right, I don't know. It's a good question. I really don't know. Which way they're going with that. I mean,
right. I mean, I'm intrigued. You know, I'm excited, but
I could see them getting more out of that feud still, but
right.
Don't know.
But then you got like one, you know, I mean, like when I don't know Drew McIntyre's prognosis. You know, he's gonna want his belt back eventually. He never lost it. And,
right.
You know,
not right out of the gate. I don't think he'd be next. I don't know.
Well, and then this leads to the big question, where we can answer. We can start talking about many things when we talk about this match. The main event, unsanctioned.
Yeah.
Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa. If Gargano wins, he is reinstated into NXT. Mm-hmm. If he loses, his career is over. And, you know, something could, I mean, I was bubbling back up. I probably, you know, with the NXT title match, I wasn't quite there. But this match in particular, it did the one thing I didn't think you could do, and that was the emotion, you know, bring you back from the car crash and great match that the North American title ladder match was. And it was just an emotional story being told. It's proof positive how, my opinion, a storytelling in a match is better than just a bunch of big moves. And not that I don't appreciate the big moves, I mean, and the proverbial car crash of a match, but, you know, comparing what I thought could not be topped side by side with the story that was told with Ciampa and Gargano.
Those guys tell a good story.
Oh yeah, it was amazing.
Even in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah.
Was arguably one of the best matches, not spot-wise, but story-wise.
Yeah.
Just the way, you know.
Not really necessarily with all the moves they did, but, you know, yeah.
There was a rawness to it, and just the fighting in it, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. But, yeah, exactly. I mean, like, I'm just in amazement at what we just watched.
It was good.
Yeah.
Well, that's an understatement, but I mean...
It's gonna make you, like I said, it's gonna make us both really have to keep up with NXT from now on because NXT, hell, it's only an hour.
Right.
You can watch it on your lunch break at work.
Yep. Totally gonna have to do that.
WWE Network app.
No, I have it. I know. I have no excuses. Just brains fried out.
Oh yeah, like I said, this is probably gonna be one of the. Just because my brain's fried, I've been busy. You know, it's a late night one, and we just witnessed something amazing. And I'm wired. I'm fried, but I'm wired. I don't know, like it's weird. I probably need to do some DDP yoga and drink a beer, you know, or something to kind of burn off the energy and then calm myself down after this. But everything aside, you know, dangerous looking match, but in the end. You know, you had a really, really nice sequence. I want to say nice sequence, like we're here acting like two little kids, you know, again, where Ciampa's begging off, and Gargano looks like he's going to, like, destroy Ciampa with this. Oh,
yeah, we're both sitting there.
And he kind of has.
He's an idiot at the screen.
Yeah, he hesitates, and he's, you know, like, remembering his friendship and all this stuff, and we're here, no,
you're gonna lose.
And then, like, he throws it down, and he kind of sits next to him, and then Ciampa
went for a cheap shot.
Ciampa went for a cheap shot. His knee brace got ripped off earlier in the match. He goes to swing it. Gargano ducks, gets puts him in an STF on the bad leg, and then uses the knee brace to choke him out more.
Mm-hmm.
Tommaso Ciampa taps out. Johnny Gargano is reinstated into NXT, and that can start the official discussion about all these belts. Does Gargano go for a championship? Does he go after Adam Cole and the North American Championship? You can do two good guys wrestling one another. I'm sure Aleister Black and Johnny Gargano. You can do two good guys. You can't do two bad guys, really.
Yeah, it doesn't work. For reference, see Baron Corbin versus Miz last year at Survivor Series.
Yeah. It doesn't. In New Japan and the G1 Climax, it works a lot, because it's just kind of like it's presented more as a sport, so you can kind of.
That's fair. Yeah. Gotcha.
It kind of works better there, but
seriously, go try to watch that match and tell me who is the heel and who is the face.
You mean good
guy,
guy, bad guy?
Bad guy. My bad. I did that thing.
Yeah, but we got a minor slip up there. It's all good.
But yeah, you tell me who you should have cheered for in that match.
There's nobody.
It was really weird.
I mean, like Gargano riding this wave of momentum. I mean, after the last takeover, this takeover and the last one, I'm going to get a lot of criticism from the New Japan fans out there, and you're entitled to your opinion. I love New Japan Pro Wrestling too. I'm repping LIJ right now as we speak. I honestly think if you're putting together a list of the top 10 best wrestlers in the world right now, you got to put Johnny Gargano on that list. You got to mention him in the same breath with Naito, Okada, AJ. Yeah, you have to. Because he's just that damn good right now. And do you keep riding that tidal wave of momentum and do a good guy clash with him and Aleister Black? Or do you kind of maybe go a more traditional route? Adam Cole's clearly the bad guy. Do you stick him in for that North American Championship? Do you bring Ricochet to feud with Adam Cole? I mean, like, there's a lot of... I have so many... This is the epitome of a good... It wasn't a pay-per-view, but of what a good pay-per-view would be. It leaves you wanting more. It leaves you asking questions. It leaves you satisfied.
Yeah.
It's what you should feel like at the end of every WrestleMania, and we got that with NXT Takeover tonight.
Yeah, agreed. Very much agreed.
So, like, I personally, maybe... As much as I'd like to see Gargano become NXT champion, and I think he will he's got to have a run before he goes to the main roster.
I would agree.
Do you further establish that North American Championship by letting two, young stallion workhorses like Cole and Gargano go into a couple-month feud over that title? I mean... What do you do? It's an interesting dynamic, if you will.
Dunn's going to need some sort of comeuppance against one of the members.
Yeah.
It's probably Roderick, I guess.
Yeah.
That would kind of
not
having the
I mean, like, Dunn could find another tag partner, go after the tag belts. I mean...
That was kind of a tangent, but it just occurred.
Yeah,
that's gonna have to.
But what is next for Johnny Wrestling? Is the big story coming out of he's back. He's conquered the monster. I
can't see. I don't know. Are they billing the North American title as a big deal?
Well, obviously it's somewhat of a big deal if you're going to put those kind of people in the net. They have to.
I think if they have a number one contendership for any belt, he's pretty well automatically shoot in with the performance.
You could even think about, like, even though Ciampa lost, Aleister Black and Ciampa.
Yeah.
You could have Aleister Black and Ciampa, and then if Ciampa beats Aleister Black, hey, Johnny, look what I got. Look what I've done. You might have beat me, but here's something you can never do.
You can distract Gargano with, whatever.
With Adam Cole, and then have Ciampa win and then revisit this whole story later on, only put the title involved. So that's pretty much it as far as NXT. Anything else you'd like to add after what you've seen?
Not really.
Yep.
Go watch it.
Yeah, watch it. If you haven't done $9.99 month, if you haven't seen this the Takeover special yet, go go watch it. You owe it to yourself.
And if you don't have the network, I think it's like still
it's free for a month. So
whatever.
go watch this. If you're a fan of good wrestling, you owe it to yourself to kind of go back and watch this. So we're gonna do right now what every other wrestling YouTube personality does. You know,
in the world.
We're gonna do our predictions. We're not gonna have fancy graphics like everybody else.
No.
Because this isn't our job. He has kids, so he doesn't have to, I don't have the time, I don't have the money right now, and we don't have enough of a following for a Patreon.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, we're not going to have pretty graphics telling you. We're just going to talk, and you're just going to have to listen to these, smooth voices.
That's right.
Get this.
Maybe we could start a GoFundMe.
Yeah. I'm about to say, Virgil has one just because he wants to have $1 million. So there you go.
You cannot respect a candor like that.
So we'll do the pre-show. We'll do everything, and we'll take it from the top. I'm sure me and Nick have put our predictions in past editions of this here program, but that was just kind of talking. Here is the official set in stone predictions that you can come back and go. Hey, Geek, I think you're an idiot. Why would you think that this person would win? I'm like, well, I'm sorry you feel this way.
Right, pretty much. Opinions.
Yeah.
Right?
Sorry you feel that way. But take it from the top, including there, who you got in the women. Well, let's start with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Who you got?
Why not? Whew. Oh, good grief. I'm going to go with Matt Hardy.
I'm going to go with Woken Bray Wyatt in this one.
That's fair. That's fair. That's a good point.
Yeah, I think they're going to try and do something with Bray Wyatt. I think they need to do something with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
I feel he fell in the lake of reincarnation, and maybe this is the key to maybe making him be part of Matt Hardy's Woken universe.
They got to do something with him. I mean, we can't not have done all that and not do something.
So you're going Matt Hardy. I'm going Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. They've dropped the ball with him so often. It won't surprise me if they.
But I mean, it's not like
Mania.
let's be honest with ourselves here. It's not like winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal has been much of anything.
I know, and it could not be.
And it should be, but it isn't.
Really be.
And this is maybe putting some rose-colored glasses on, but you let.
We want it to mean something.
You let Bray Wyatt win it. Maybe he'll help it mean something. But I've been saying that for the last.
Yeah, right.
4 years they've been having this, 3-4 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't want to be negative. I don't mean to be negative, even though I am. But you're going Matt Hardy. I'm going Bray Wyatt. What's the next match?
Women's Battle Royal. You first or me?
I think I'll go first this time. You went first. We'll alternate.
Fair enough.
Make this cool for our 12 people that might watch this. I'm going to go on a long shot. Well, I remember on past, me and Nick said that maybe Shayna Baszler or Ember Moon should win. They like an NXT girl should win it. And I want to go with Ember Moon, but after her losing the title, I don't see her just losing to Shayna Baszler and then winning this and then being all like, oh, everything's hunky-dory, So, I'm going to go with the cliche one, and this will be my official pick. Sasha Banks wins, goes bad on Bayley. That's my prediction.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was not keeping up with it good, but I could see. I'm gonna just go ahead and go with Ember Moon. I could see that being her main roster, and that gives her lots of momentum going in. Be like, well, I won this, and go somewhere from there. I mean, obviously, I'm not sure where the women's championships will be when all's said and done, but that's what I'm gonna go with. I think Sasha and Bayley. There's going to be more to the story, but I think they're going to eliminate each other. I don't think there's going to be a clear-cut winner on that. I think that's, they're just going to keep...
Isn't it cool, though, there's multiple women's storylines going on at once?
Yeah, right? Revolutionary.
Yeah, it's finally there, yeah. All right, the next pre-show match, I believe, Well, I don't know. The other thing's I'm pretty sure I believe it's going to be the Cruiserweight champion.
Yeah. I'm sure that's...
Well...
They got that over here. But...
Well, who you got?
I'll just go with Cedric Alexander.
I think I will too. A lot of people are picking Mustafa Ali. First of all, I want to point out for the record, whenever I first became familiar with Mustafa Ali, it was when he was in IWA Mid-South. And he was a good talent. But you look at IWA Mid-South, and as great of the independent talent, and I mean this with there are some tremendous, tremendous wrestlers in IWA Mid-South, or that were at least in the era that I watched it. You look at some of those guys and you think, these are going to be some big independent stars.
Right.
These are going to be a future Ring of Honor champion. This is going to be a future, this guy might get to go to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Rarely. They had Chris Hero, they had CM Punk, they've had they've had a lot of great names past it, but kind of the latter years, I never expected Mustafa Ali to, even though it's the pre-show, get a WrestleMania match. So I figuratively and literally take my hat off to Mustafa Ali. You made it and you earned it, man.
Literally in the same position Austin Aries was last year.
Yeah, you earned your spot. So that being said, with all due respect to Mustafa Ali again, Cedric Alexander's due for a moment. He's due for that belt. He was the one that they chanted during the Classic. Please sign Cedric.
Man,
he got Triple H's. He got Triple H's endorsement. He needs that title, and what better way to do it?
Plus,
even though
he was in line when Enzo and everything went down. It's been yanked out from under him.
It's Cedric Alexander's time for that title. It's Cedric Alexander's time to use this to reestablish the Cruiserweight division, to establish 205 Live, because it's been great since Triple H has taken over.
That's what I've heard. I need to check it out.
Yeah,
I watched a couple episodes when it was failing.
I didn't, and that's another debate for another day. But it's time for Cedric's moment, and what better way to do it is, it's the pre-show, but it's still in the Superdome. Give them that title.
Hope they can get the fans in this year before they start the show.
Yeah, exactly. That's see how that works. Well, I have to work. I'm putting in for a half day just to be able to catch part of this show live. All right, next match.
All right, next we got Usos, New Day, Bludgeon Brothers, SmackDown.
Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah, right.
Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah.
Going Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah.
It's their time. It's their time.
They feel like they kill them dead if they don't.
Yeah. So, don't really got a whole lot to add there. Just Bludgeon Brothers.
Right, pretty much. Bliss, Nia Jax for the Raw Women's Championship.
I'm gonna go Nia in this one.
Yeah, I am too. Bliss has had the title basically all year. I think I'm pretty sure she's had it since WrestleMania. Or right after Naomi.
If a Bliss wins this match, it would be
very Triple H Booker T all over.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. It's just like with the way that whole story played out, it's like, really? You're kind of it's so anticlimactic. And after listening to Bruce Pritchard's podcast where he explains that Booker T was never supposed to win, it's like, then why did you go that way?
Yeah, right? It's like,
at least have him lose, with some cheating and some shenanigans. Not like they did, but... not gonna
even with shenanigans,
with shenanigans in that match, you could have at least said, that damn Triple H.
Oh no, I agree with that. I mean, in this
match,
even if
because it's been about fat shaming.
Everything else, not in 2018. You got to get that feel good win. You got to.
You know what? The one thing I can't remember who mentioned it, but it's weird. It's remember 8 years ago with Lay Cool and Mickey James, they were calling her Piggy James, and she was the one. And now she's on the side.
Yeah.
But that's. But I'm going Nia Jax. Just way too good of a story to be told there, and way too good of a conclusion. She doesn't have to hold the belt very long.
We'll see what the landscape looks like. Aren't they doing a shake-up right after WrestleMania?
I don't know.
Again? I think they are. If they are, then who knows?
Yeah. All right, next one.
Oh, let's see. The Bar versus Braun Strowman and
Braun Strowman and mystery opponent win. Or mystery partner win.
Well, yeah.
I know we kind of went out of turn there, but...
That's the boring part. We assume Braun Strowman's going to win. Why wouldn't he win? But who's the partner?
Well,
predictions on the partner.
Myself and Nick, we've had our speculation. I am going to go, based on what I've read now, and based on the fact that he just signed another contract, so he's not retiring right away, The Big Show.
Where are you going with that?
The Big Show.
That makes sense.
The man whose signature is on that poster and he can't quite see it. The Big Show.
Well, I'm going to go all super fan just because I want it to happen, because I'm not really sure who they're going to get. In my perfect world, it would just be Braun Strowman by himself, but I don't think they're going to do that. So I'm going to go with Samoa Joe, because I really wish he could be there, and I would love that team, so that's what I'm going with. We'll see.
We'll see. All right, next up.
USA Championship match. Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Jinder Mahal, and Rusev.
Who you got?
By the way, happy Rusev Day.
Yeah, yes, it is Rusev Day.
Happy Rusev Day, everyone.
I've kind of hijacked it from you twice. I'm going to let you start this one.
As much as I'd like to think that WWE's been paying attention to the fact that everybody loves Rusev, I'm going to go with Jinder Mahal because I don't think they want him to be forgotten.
Some bad guy has to get something.
Yeah, and I don't think they want him to go by the wayside. As much as it went up and went down, I think...
I feel like if this would have been where he would have been at instead of being thrust right to the World Championship,
yes.
I wouldn't have been so angry about it.
No, it would have made more sense. It would we could go on an hour long.
Yeah, exactly.
That and why it would have made more sense.
But... yeah, I'm going Jinder. They gotta have some bad guys gotta get something. Mm-hmm. You know, it can't just be a clean
Technically, Rusev is still a bad guy, not according to the fans.
But they gotta have somebody people like.
I know, where they're just like,
yeah. What? So I'm going Jinder as well.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're like expecting like other channels, which I'm not bashing them. We love those other channels. We watch them ourselves. We're not doing punishments. Nobody's going to have to take a trip to Amsterdam in a bus.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
No, nobody's getting their head shaved. No, nobody's doing anything of that nature. Yeah. So if you're looking forward to that, then I've got some good news for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You can punish us in the comment section.
Yeah, you can tell us about
words.
Yeah, you can go ahead and say why would anyone want to watch you? You suck. And I'm like, again, I'm sorry you feel that way. We'll try and do better the next time.
All right, Intercontinental Championship: Miz versus Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor, or Tyler Black and Prince Nevitt, if you want to.
Prince Nevitt. He almost had it.
So close.
If I had my perfect world. And it's not gonna happen. I would have Finn Balor win via some kind of shenanigans from Gallows and Anderson, and then because I've went back on New Japan World and watched when he went bad in Japan and turned on Taguchi and everything leading into that, and just come back there, and go back to being the real rock and roller, and start going completely just have that bad guy Balor club that I would have liked to have seen. However, I'm going to go Seth Rollins in this one. Just because I feel like they're just going to give it to Seth Rollins, maybe have a ready-made feud ready for when Jason Jordan comes back. And... have Jason Jordan but Daddy Kurt Angle, I want the Intercontinental Championship, and there's already some story there, there's already some tension there, so, there you go. A lot of these predictions, there's going to be what I want to happen, but I'm going to firmly establish what my prediction is and what I think will happen. What I think will happen is they're going to go Seth Rollins. Miz is taking time off from what I hear. He's going to be a daddy or has become a daddy.
He has.
He has. So congratulations, Miz. Yep. He's going to take some time to maybe be with his baby for a little bit. So, I think they're going to put it on Seth.
I'm going to go a little wild card here and say they're going to let Miz retain and then lose the next night on Raw.
There you go.
He lost clean to both of them on Raw. I don't know. I'm just gonna go with it because I think they're gonna do it because you don't expect it.
True that.
Sometimes the internet says something, so they like to do something else just to be like, So
and like last night at the Hall of Fame, like Jeff Jarrett brought up a good point. You know, he gave Miz a lot of credit for the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah. I mean, out of all the people to hold it,
yeah, he's. Yeah. I mean, like I'm not gonna say I'm a Miz fan, but he has the right kind of he elicits the right kind of boos out of me. I don't change the channel for the Miz. I want to see him get his ass whipped. So he gets the right kind of boos from me. Unlike Jinder Mahal earlier in the year, where I just or Randy Orton at any point in time now, or Roman Reigns at any point in time right now. And Roman Reigns should not be getting it. If Roman Reigns were to go bad, I could get it. You know, I could fantasy, write the shit out of it. But that's neither here nor there. But you're going
last year. They had it. Man.
Yeah, you're going Miz. I'm going Seth. Moving on.
All right, what do we got next? The triumphant return of Daniel Bryan teaming with Shane McMahon, the Invincible, versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
And Sami Zayn, and once again, if Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens win, they're reinstated to SmackDown.
That's right, yeah. And if not, they'll go to Raw.
Oh, this one is a tough. Well, they may not go to. I mean, like that's what's gonna happen. But that's once like. Does Daniel Bryan come back and lose, or does Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens just go to Raw? Right. What should happen? What do I think will happen? What I think will happen. I think Owens and Zayn are going to win. Maybe they'll pin Shane. So that way they'll keep Bryan looking strong. But Bryan's also a humble enough guy. He of course he'd say, "Let me lose to one of those guys at WrestleMania. That'd be awesome because we've gone through so much together. Of course I want to. Them beating me at WrestleMania would be great. So. But I think regardless of who takes the pin, it's going to be. I believe Owens and Zayn are returning to SmackDown.
There's a lot of people predicting there's going to be a villain turn with either Bryan or Shane. A lot of people leaning towards Shane, but
who knows?
Anyway, I'm going to go with, just because of all the storylines and everything else be damned, basically, I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan and Shane winning, because it would just be one of those feel-good moments. Daniel Bryan came back, and I'm just going to go with they're going to do that. And,
they're going to... I would be surprised if Bryan starts the match.
I think Shane
will start, and they're going to have a big moment of when is he finally going to get that tag.
And they're going to fake you out 100 times.
They're going to fake you out, and they're going to really get the fans to boo, get some real good reactions like that, from the fans, then like...
The announcers, why won't someone stop this? He's being murdered.
Cutting Shane off at the pass every time, until that triumphant hot tag where he tags Bryan.
And with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, the emotion, the way they'll do their facial expressions when they cut him off, just trolling the fans, especially Owens.
Oh yeah, especially
Owens. With that art that he does, and Zayn with like an obnoxious jumping around grin, it'll just make you want to struggle into the TV.
I never thought Sami Zayn would be as good of a bad guy as he was, and he's great.
He's brilliant.
He's great.
Those two.
But yeah.
Anyway, all right. So yeah, Daniel Bryan's team and Owens and Zayn. So, and okay, Women's Championship: Charlotte Flair versus Asuka.
Asuka, and I believe Carmella's going to try and cash in, and I think she's going to fail.
I'm going to have to agree. I can't see it going any other way.
If it goes any other way, it's one of those, it's just wrong. It's wrong.
I mean,
any other way, you can...
Good way to rile people up, I guess, but...
It's just, we've touched on this in past episodes. Asuka Ronda Rousey with an undefeated Asuka and an undefeated Ronda Rousey in the right build could main event WrestleMania. That's money. And if you beat Asuka now, especially in a stupid fashion, you can get some good boos.
Carmella, I mean,
you could do whatever with it, but just...
It'd be better after all this teasing if she didn't try to cash it in, though.
Who knows?
Or she might cash in.
She might cash in on Nia Jax.
Nia Jax, yeah.
You know,
depending on
I mean,
how
like
that
they might,
goes.
you know, it's wrestling. They can work out, you know, the continuity in any way they want to.
I
you
can
know,
very much see her winning and then getting double teamed by
Mickey
and Alexa, and then
so
Carmella
you
comes
could go with
rolling
that.
in. Yeah, I
Absolutely.
can see that.
Anyway,
anyway, we digress. It'll be Asuka.
Yeah. Asuka. And now we have
the money match, I guess. Kurt Angle and Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
Angle and Rousey.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, there is no other outcome there. Yeah. There just isn't.
Okay, and we have
AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm just going by the order they got here.
Yeah. Well, and then there's like, before we get to the next match, we have one more to discuss, and if that match even will happen.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I guess let's just do that one first.
Well, no, we'll do AJ. We've already talked about.
We already mentioned it.
What I want to happen, as I mentioned before, I believe AJ needs to win. AJ needs to win. They need to have the match they're capable of having, and then by SummerSlam build to a rematch, and have Shinsuke kind of go like, all right, we're gonna do this again, you know, whatever. You know, because I don't feel like the fans are just now starting to take to Shinsuke.
You think they just now started building him?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like they did have him put like, but on the flip side of that, you know, and I'll go into this. He had those 2 shots against Jinder and lost. And it's kind of one of those, like, if he doesn't get it this time, like, are they giving up on him? Right. So, not what I want to happen. I want to be wrong in this prediction. But, you know, just gotta predict like I think they're going to do it. I think Shinsuke Nakamura beats AJ because I feel like instead of doing a build-up to becoming champion, they're just going to go, well, here's your chance for the title, and if you don't do well, you're just not going to hold it again.
I think so as well.
I hope not. I hope AJ holds it for another few months and they do a rematch, or he goes into a program with maybe Sami Zayn, you know.
Who knows?
Something like that. You know, you could even have him lose it to Sami Zayn and then have Shinsuke, you know, his debut match against Sami Zayn, and then, you know, fight forever. Well, now it's for the WWE Championship now. And then AJ come back and win the Rumble and be like, I want, you know, you could do so much more stuff without giving Shinsuke the belt now. Yeah. And I believe that's the best course of action.
Plus, you'd have both Royal Rumble
winners. Yeah. But, you know, I think they're going. I think that this is kind of like they're going to pull the trigger. They're going to pull the trigger and see how well the shot it was, and it's going to. My prediction is Shinsuke.
They can't make up their mind with him. I mean, one week they got him going over clean against. They got him beating John Cena without any cheating or any shenanigans.
Well, clean's not quite a.
Well,
yeah, it's not quite a bad of a term. We can use that.
Fair enough. Either way, there was no shenanigans or tomfoolery. There was just a simple match, and he beat him fair and square. And then they have him losing to Jinder Mahal, and it's just like, oh, wait a minute, which is it here? You know,
exactly.
Are you behind him or are you not behind him? And I think because of that Jinder, don't want to say fiasco, but fiasco, that feud was so bad, I think they're almost going to give him the title. Sorry about that.
Maybe.
So, I'm also going with Shinsuke either way, bottom line.
All right. And here's a big question. There's 2 predictions.
Here's 2 predictions.
Yeah, it's a double. It's a twofer. It's like a double stuffed Oreo here.
Will they or won't they?
John Cena Undertaker, prediction number 1. Do you think the match will happen?
3 predictions.
Prediction number 2. Who do you think will win this? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
there's a 3rd prediction.
What's that?
Okay, so obviously we're talking about John Cena calling out The Undertaker all these times. The question is, will there actually be a match with them?
That's number 1.
Secondly, who's actually going to win it, which I think we'll address last. And thirdly, what version of Undertaker? A lot of people have been saying, you know, he retired the dead man gimmick. He could come back as like his biker version, which is closer to his real life persona. And just be like, boy, what is your problem? You know, with Cena. Which, from a money standpoint, sounds like an awful idea.
Yeah. Well, you know what else sounds like an awful idea? Not announcing if he's going to be there or not.
Indeed. Yeah. The whole thing is bizarre.
This is
the
one
whole
of those
thing
things.
is to troll the internet.
I think so. I think it really is. Because this is one of those things, if it gets executed right tomorrow night, we can look back on this whole storyline and go, genius.
Yeah.
Or we could go look back on the storyline and go, what the fuck?
That was stupid. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
mean, it's been a story that's been building since the Royal Rumble.
Right.
So, but yeah, seeing where it's going is difficult at best.
Prediction-wise,
so assuming they have the match, are we going to predict whether they have the match or not?
I think they're going to have the match.
I think they almost have to.
Yeah, if they don't, that's going to be
I mean, if they're trying
the
to
ultimate WTF.
just have a weird, some people are predicting just a weird confrontation that leads to next year, that's ridiculous. That's too much build. That's just...
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
If that is like, I'm just going to... Yeah, no.
They're going to have to work really hard to sell me on that.
Yeah.
So I assume they're going to have the match.
They'll have the match.
Again, it would just be too lame if it wasn't the dead man, the original Undertaker. So I'm going to go with that.
I'm going to go American Badass.
Okay, fair enough.
Just because...
I understand. That ceremony, I mean...
That ceremony,
but
it's not even so much that, like, even though I'd rather see the dead man persona, I feel like it is going to be just kind of like a, boy, you've been insulting me as a man.
Right.
You know...
Fair enough.
No, you know, you've been saying, you know, you've been doing this, that, and the other, you know, it's still my yard, and I've, you know, I've just been allowing you to live there for, you know, 16 years at this point.
It's Roman Reigns' yard, though.
Fuck. They should have just made him go bad. But, you know, kind of going that whole thing, you know, I'm going to use it, I'm, you know, this, you've been insulting me as a man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to use my, you know, there ain't going to be no lightning, there ain't going to be no tricks, there's not going to be nothing. It's just going to be you and me right now, and we're going to fight, boy. And
fair enough.
I think Cena's going to win.
Considering the way they built it,
I think Cena's going to win.
Good argument. You think Cena will win?
I think the match will happen. American Badass, Cena wins. Now, if Undertaker's feeling up to it, you could build to a rematch down the line next year of, okay, the American Badass couldn't win it, so is the Dead Man going to do it? But I don't want to see, as I've said on this program before, I don't want to see The Undertaker anymore. And that hurts me to say because I love The Undertaker. But I don't like seeing him this way. I want to see... I'd rather him ride off, you know, like, because that match was so bad last year. I'd rather him ride off where I go like, well, that was one bad match. That was one bad time rather than, oh, God, look at The Undertaker.
I was really upset when Cena started challenging him until... after he got the promo and stuff, I got to thinking about it. I thought, well, they might have a good match.
He is John Big Match.
Yeah,
not a big match.
What I hear, Undertaker's in better physical shape than he was last year. He was getting ready
to
have his hip replaced. So
that's not. I don't think they're going to build. I'm just saying that's an option.
Yeah.
Through the American Badass character. But what's your thoughts?
I don't know. As often the fact that Cena doesn't need to win,
right?
And he's lost twice. I don't know. I could almost, with the retirement thing and everything, and this year just kind of being almost a weird exhibition, one-off thing. Mm-hmm. I feel like Undertaker knew last year was bad and wants to have a good match to go out on. Mm-hmm. And I know he's old school. They say, you know, he's the whole, well, I'll let you win because I'm leaving. I think they're just going to go heck with it and let Undertaker win.
Okay. So you're not asking anything, Undertaker... which persona?
I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and just go with the Dead Man, I guess, just because I want it, and I think it makes... It's cooler, I guess, but I kind of secretly agree with you, but I'm going to go ahead and officially go with Dead Man.
Right. All right, and the main event, which will be when I shut off my TV, because I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Suplex City versus the Roman Empire.
it is just to me like I'm not enough of a hater to go like I know that why people are appealing this match. I know people are going to be there for it. Me personally, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not a Roman Reigns fan. I'm not really that much of a Brock Lesnar fan. I don't, it's like to me this is like the Super Bowl a few years, 3 years ago. 3 years ago when this match first happened, the Super Bowl of the Patriots and the Seahawks. Well, I don't like both teams, so why would I care to watch them in the Super Bowl? Only, unlike the Super Bowl 3 years ago, Seth Rollins cashed in. I'm like, yay, things are good. Right. There is no cashing in. There is no saving from Seth Rollins. There's nothing. Nothing. I'm gonna go with Roman Reigns' prediction.
Corbin. This is your fault.
Yeah. I'm going with Roman Reigns, and that's just because like you'd be silly not to. Do I give an actual fuck? And I try, and I want to. I don't like being this negative on the page. I give on my Facebook page, which it'll be posting like they'll go like the Facebook page. It's updated almost daily, and I'm gonna stop shilling now. But I give Roman Reigns credit where credit is due. He just needs to be a bad guy for me to work. It just, him trying to be this all-conquering hero, he doesn't fit that mold. And if he were to just be, I am the bad guy, you don't want to cheer me? I didn't get here with your cheers. I got here because I'm great. Go with it. But they're never going to. So as long as they keep trying to sell me on an unlikable, I shouldn't say unlikable, just like a not as likable as other kind of guy in the most likable guy spot. Not going with it. Not cool with that. So, but prediction: Roman Reigns wins, and I got really nothing else.
It's
to add
great
to
that he has a Superman punch, but that doesn't mean he has to be Superman.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know how many years it took for Cena to grow on people with that thing, and like you can't do the same thing twice and make it work. And again, you know how many years it took.
Yeah.
Before some people. Still, he gets a lot of boost. So, obviously, I think Roman Reigns. It'd be surprising if Lesnar sticks around the way people are talking. Then again, he might. I mean,
I think
money,
UFC,
yeah. I mean, we'll see. But what I really want to know is it going to be like Goldberg Lesnar last year? Our finisher set to maximum?
Right.
Superman punch,
I feel like, and I'll give Roman Reigns credit. Roman is a much better wrestler than Goldberg. Roman can go 20, 30 minutes in a match, especially with a guy like Lesnar.
Yeah.
So they don't need to minimalize like they did with Goldberg, because Goldberg I love the Goldberg match because it felt like like you're playing with action figures, or you're like you and your friend were gonna have a match on.
It was a match that few people could get away with besides them.
Like Paul Heyman said, accentuate the positives, hide the negatives. The positives are people just want to see these guys kill each other.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns, and after shitting on him, I'm gonna give him credit. He can go with that.
In fairness, you were more complaining about the way the company is using him than his actual abilities. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I don't feel that he is worthy of that top spot ability wise, but I know what kind of company they are. They are, so why not? I just feel like he needs to be bad. If he was bad, he would get the Miz reaction from me. I would boo him because I want to see a much more likable person defeat him and take his title. I wouldn't be booing him. Yeah, there you go. And see, and I've said this before. Those two have fun matches. Braun Strowman is like such an organic, has gone so organic, and yet it's like they seem like no, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. It doesn't make any sense because at the same time, part of that's because of the way they've pushed and built him. They've done things to make you want to like him, and he's a likable guy. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, but Roman, and it's like, but Roman. The way I've said it till I'm blue in the face. I don't know how many times I've said it on the show. To me, when I see Roman Reigns now, it would be like if back in 1996, no matter how popular Steve Austin was getting, even though Steve Austin was a bad guy, Vince McMahon was still dead set on Smiling Rocky Maivia is the man. Smiling Rocky Maivia is the man. And I love it. Yeah, Rocky Maivia, you guys.
That's Roman Reigns.
That's a good comparison.
If Roman were to go bad, like The Rock, he could be more
like
charismatic, and then you could maybe use that to make him a hero later.
Yeah.
But instead, they're just, Braun Strowman's in that Austin spot to where it's like, he's organically turning into the top guy, and he needs to be the top guy, but they choose not to. But who knows? He might win the Royal Rumble next year. I'm not saying that it's done. I'm just saying that Braun Strowman should have been in that main event at WrestleMania. Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar should have been that main event. Period. But they didn't, and there's nothing we can do about it now.
Also, just a side note, they need to not have Strowman cut so many promos.
Interviews, whatever.
Interviews, whatever that you want to call them. But he needs to stop talking.
Minimal accent.
Yes. Couple words. Keep it simple.
Cause it's like when they made Batista talk too much. It's like, oh god, that's painful.
Oh man, they figured it out. Marvel did, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, they also, sent him to acting class, but
but they literally had him act as an awkward character.
Yeah.
That was required. It's like that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, tangent.
Yeah, tangent. Oh, that also bleeds into the other, portion of this channel. So
there you go.
Nice little co-promotion.
That's
our predictions. Not really anything else to talk about. We'll talk about probably going to be Jed in the chair next week. Or, I'm sorry, Jason. Broke kayfabe there.
Oh my.
Jason Krueger in the chair next week.
Mm-hmm. We'll be talking about what happened.
Yeah, we'll be talking about what happened.
How wrong we were.
I cannot believe Hulk Hogan came back. That'll be how it starts. He won all the titles. I cannot believe Hulk Hogan ended Oscar's streak like that.
That's right.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Too bad he missed out on a chance to be Goldberg's son.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Super Card of Honor, which I haven't seen yet. We'll actually buy that on the Fight TV app that I have, so we can maybe watch that next week before this here.
We will attempt. If nothing else, I will internet it.
Yeah, we can talk about that. We'll talk about the fallout of WrestleMania, and that's pretty much it. So that's Jason. I'm the Athletic Geek. We are two Marks. We are out.